What a kerfuffle. Oh, it's Monday. I loaded pipe this morning at Darwin, which didn't take too long. Come up to Berwick, I've tipped here, and I've just reloaded some fencing for Lancaster Uni. I didn't film any of it because I was huffing and puffing all the way up because I kept getting a engine warning light on, so that kind of threw me, so we're trying to sort that out. It's intermittent, so I don't know what it is, but I'm going to have a Google a bit later to see what happens. And I've had a word with the garage where I take the truck. I've given them the fault code, because you can find the fault codes on the dash. So I just need to keep my eye on it, they've told me. And I'll head back south. I might even run into the garage tomorrow once I've tipped at Lancaster. So, if no one knows where I am and what I've just done, I'll put a link to a video up, let's say now, somewhere on the screen. That'll give you an idea of what I've just done. I think it's Keeping It Real Part 1, where I came up to Berwick and spent the night on... did I spend the night on the docks? I can't remember. Anyway, we're not doing that now. It's... I didn't think it was this late actually, but all of a sudden this last week, it's not gone dark as early, has it? And it's crept up on me now because it's nearly 4 o'clock and it's still daylight. So all I'm going to do now is set off from here, aim for Truckhaven at Carnforth, and then run into Lancaster Uni in the morning. So originally this job is what I'm doing. Collect Darwin, delivery, a reload, go to Lancaster Uni. Got here, they said there's nothing going to Lancaster Uni. Anyway, they've had a faff about and there is, so I've got some fencing on. Not a load, you know that green fencing they put round, well, obviously building sites and around school fields and stuff like that. It's that green fencing. So other than that at the moment, there's not a right lot I can get into. And there won't be a right lot I can show you on the drive down because it is going to get dark soon. Oh, and I'm going on holiday and all. I've decided, because it's quiet, I know I said in one of my last videos I were planning on going away in Jan, and it never happened due to certain things that were going on at home, but we've decided, sod it, let's just jump on a plane and go somewhere for a bit. So this is going to be my last week, then I'm off for a week. Come on, little Jimmy. Jimmy. to get to Carnforth in 1 hit, so I'm just going to have a brew here. I'm just going to put the million mile kettle on, have 30 minutes, and then I can do it in 1 hit. I don't know whether I'm conscious of it now, but because I've got this intermittent warning light, I'm sat listening to the engine, and I'm thinking, is it running right? Oh, you see this fence in here on left? This is what I've got on. Just by coincidence. Yeah, so I'm thinking, is it always just ticking over like this, or does it sound a bit rough? And I don't, like I said, I don't know whether I'm conscious of it because the warning light keeps coming on and off. Anyway, I'm going to have a brew, give it half an hour, and then we'll leave here. So as I said, on the dash you can go into the settings and it displays the fault codes. It won't tell you exactly what's wrong with it, just gives you the fault code, but the benefit is the dates on as well that the fault code showed itself. So when I looked through, there were some historical fault codes that are no longer relevant, that are no longer faults, and the fault code from today came up with at the exact time and today's date that the warning appeared on my dash. So I've just had a quick look on Google, and hopefully it's the particulate filter, right, that's sooted up. So if I've caught it early enough and going off, I've looked on a Scania thing as well online, one way of clearing it basically is to screw the taters off your truck. So rather than plod along in 12th gear at like 11, 12, well, what would it be, 1100-1200 RPMs, I'm probably going to go down the A1 now when I set off. Same speed, because it's not limping or anything, or it's not telling me it's going to go into limp mode. So, and I'm probably going to go, rather than 12th gear, is if I can, is keep it in 10th, just to see, just to give it, you know, that extra oomph to clear all the soot out of the particulate filter. So hopefully that's the only problem. Otherwise it's a new filter in it, and I don't know whether they're a really expensive item or not. Because according to this, the pressure in the filter is incorrect, and the majority of the times that pressure is incorrect because the filter's clogged up with soot. So hopefully I'll set off in 10 minutes, drive for however long, maybe down to Newcastle, an hour, whatever it is, and see whether that see whether that helps. Because this is what I'm getting. So turn the ignition on. I don't know if you can read that, it says engine malfunction, can you see? So then if I use the controls on the side, you know, if you're used to driving one of these, you know what they are. So if we go down, I'll zoom in a bit. See, if I go to startup checks, you know, that doesn't indicate anything, but if we scroll down to vehicle data, diagnosis, filter fault code, let's see what that does. Oh, hang on. Let's go to, where were it before? System. Try that one. Oh, here we go. What's it? Just 1 second, I wrote it down. It's EMS. So go down to EMS there. Go across. Fault codes. So that 9263, 17th of Feb 25, that's today. and it was at roughly 9:30 this morning when it popped up. Now if you look next to that 9263, that circle is filled in, so I'm assuming, turn that off, let me just show you that one. So that's 12th of July 23, and there's a fault code there, but that circle is empty, so I'm assuming that means it's, hang on, a historical fault code. Go back up to today's date, and as you can see, the circle's got a dot in it, so I'm thinking that's a current fault code that's been thrown up. That's historical because it's got an old date on it, and that date is actually when it was in being serviced, MOT'd and all the rest of it. So that one isn't, that's a different code. But some of these won't even throw the engine, what the engine manage, is it an engine management light, is that what they're called? You know, so from memory I've never had it throw up that symbol before, you know, that bad boy, and I've never had anything flash up, you know, on the dash, so I can only assume that was a temporary thing and is now a historical code, so it doesn't matter. So that's the one I've googled, 9263, which is going to be a blocked particulate filter. So hopefully all this nonsense will go off if I drive down the road in a higher gear than a lower gear. A lower gear, innit? A lower gear than normal, maybe 10th. I'll try 10th and see what happens. Anyway, so that's it, and as you've just seen, that's how you find your fault codes. But you've all these different ones which relate to different parts of the I'm assuming different parts of the system and what the ECU's saying, because that's another one from the end of 2023. Let's have a look at that one. Fault codes. That one. So if you've got one of these motors and you feel like having a mess around, you can look through them and see what fault codes have been thrown up in the past. Another one from 23. I don't know what all these 3 letters mean. I mean, they're all relevant to certain things, aren't they? So if we're doing, what was it, EMS, I'm assuming they all relate to the same kind of thing. I'll have a Google at these later and see what it says. So they might be all exhaust related. I just don't know. So right, so that's that. Right, I'm still southbound on the A1, 50 mile an hour, which is the speed limit, and I'm in 10th gear. I've been doing it for 15 minutes, which won't be good for fuel economy, but when you've got a blocked particulate filter, that's not good for fuel economy anyway, so needs this to blow it out, hopefully. Once we get onto this stretch of dual carriageway down here, I can speed up, you know, 5 or 6 mile an hour, but might just knock it up to 11th. Because I keep wanting to change up now, because we do, like I say, we're doing 1700 RPM, 50 mile an hour. But we can only try, can't we? Hopefully this might save me some money, but you never know. And when I look through them fault codes before, this particular fault code hasn't displayed, so hopefully we've caught it early enough. This is the benefit when you've got an automatic gearbox, in having the option to use the manual bit of it. Most trucks most automatic trucks always come like with a semi-automatic, you know, so you can manually shift yourself. But some companies have that switched off. I've been to a couple of places and they've actually switched that function off, so you can't do it. Whereas in a situation like this, if I was just in automatic, I'd just, you know, I'd be in 12th now, I wouldn't be able to do this. So this is one of those little benefits of having the option to manually shift. I can keep it in 10th. Right, we're going to get stuck behind this tractor now, so I'll catch you in a bit and let you know how we'll go on. So having left Berwick, I continued down the A1 most of the way in 10th gear at about between 15 and 1700 RPM, and it's still not cleared the code, well, the warning light. I didn't talk to you. I got a call from someone I used to work with. Who were on the phone for about 90 minutes, and then it went dark, and I was going across to Carlisle from Newcastle. And again, by the time I got across there, I'd kind of had enough, so I didn't park at Carnforth. I just parked at Carlisle on Southwaite Services. I set off from there about an hour and 15 minutes ago, and I'm now coming into Lancaster Uni. So my plan is to get this off then ring the garage and see if they can look at the truck this afternoon. The thing is, it's booked in for next week. They've got it all week next week because I'm having a week off and it's due its inspection. So it's just a bit inconvenient now that I've got to take it in, sit with it, pick it up, miss a day's miss a day's work, and then take it back in on Friday. So I'll need to finish early again on Friday because I'm going away on Saturday. So it could turn into, even though I'm quiet, could turn into 2 days where I'm not earning because I'm faffing with the truck. And the thing is with this filter, if it is the filter, I don't know whether it's going to be a filter that's easily replaced or whether it's one that's built into the exhaust system, because there's that many things on these days, you know, to do with emissions and, you know, all that kind of stuff. That is it as simple as replacing something similar to an air filter, or is it actually the DPF, or, you know, similar to a catalytic converter that's part of the exhaust system, which if it is, that's going to be expensive. So we'll just have to see. Bloody vehicles, eh? So last time I came here, I was driving down here, and you see where that that bloke is out left down there with that hat on and that bag. So I think it was this bit. I'm driving down here, and then all of a sudden one of these cars on the left started reversing out. So just as I got to it, it reversed out in front of me, so I had to stop pretty sharpish. I had a look, there was no one in it. They parked it up, let's say he's just parked his car up, left it in neutral, hadn't put the handbrake on properly, and just as I approached it, it started rolling out in front of me. So like 2 or 3 seconds later, I'd have been passing it, and it would have probably, you know, probably rolled into the side of the truck. Right, so I'm going to jump back on the M6 now. And Lancaster Services is just there, so I'm going to stop on there, have a brew, do some paperwork, ring the garage and try and book my truck in for this afternoon. Hopefully I'll not get into limp mode on the way back. Right, so I'm now in the garage. Obviously they're doing a regen of the filter. There is a button on the dash for it. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but that indicated I didn't need it. So regardless of how many times you press it, it won't do it. You've got to plug the computer in to do it, let's say manually. So that's it now. Got to sit here for an hour. Obviously he plugged it in, got the codes. This might not fix it. There might be a problem with the filter. If it's just blocked, this should sort it out. So it's a waiting game now. Right, so the regen of the DPF, excuse me, is finished. The fault code's not come back on. It's cleared all the other historic fault codes. Hopefully that's the problem and I haven't got an actual issue with a faulty filter, which sometimes is the case. And it's just said a lot of the time if you've got the faulty filter, it won't allow the regen process to complete. It stops halfway through. Well, this has just gone straight through and hopefully without any issues. So hopefully that's one problem solved, but I kind of knew it had happened. I tipped at Seems to run a bit smoother and all, but again, that might just be me thinking it. Yeah, so I rang the garage earlier when I came out of Lancaster, went on Lancaster Services, then rang these up. They said they could get me in straight away, so got in straight away. Look at that bad boy, you can't really see it. Got me in straight away, and en route I got a phone call asking if it was available for a collection this afternoon off a regular guy, like a regular customer. I don't mean like just a regular guy, like, oh look, there's a regular guy. I mean a guy I do some work for, asking if it was available this afternoon to collect in Manchester and deliver to Reading tomorrow morning, but I've had to sack that off because I were coming doing this. So now it's Tuesday afternoon and I'm empty. Let's just get out of here. Let's see if we can find something to get us down the road. And as he's cleared the faults, what I'm going to do is go into the dash again when I park up and then have a look myself. Hopefully my fuel economy will be a bit better as well, because I noticed then on my way back I was getting about 2 miles to the gallon less than I normally get. Which is an issue with a clogged filter, I believe. God knows how much that's going to cost. Cheaper than a new filter though. And I think those filters are so, you know, I say so expensive, are very expensive, that a lot of people send them away to actually be cleaned. Because it's more cost effective sending them away to get them cleaned than it is to actually get a new one. So there must be a few quid. Right, we've skipped forward a bit now. Came out the garage, went back to the yard, no fault codes, went through the system again, no fault codes again, everything's clear. That was late Tuesday afternoon, so I got back to the yard, kept my eye on things, went online, nothing popping up. So I went home. It's not very often I get home during the week, so whenever there's that opportunity I always go home. So I went home, came in again this morning, kept my eye out last night for stuff for today, that for something just coming down to Staffordshire, but there was nothing. There was an odd load out of the northwest going down further afield, but it meant I'd have ended up in the wrong location anyway, so faffed about in the yard a bit this morning, got to dinner time, and then I thought, well, I might as well just go down to Utoxeter and start my Thursday run. So I've come into here late afternoon, collected my empties, going to drive across to Stoke now, spend the night in Stoke, tomorrow morning do me ons and offs in Stoke, and then was round and do my Thursday run. Keep my eye out on Thursday for anything back up the road on Friday, and if there's not, I'm just going to get back up early on Friday, because I'm going away Saturday morning, so that'll give me the opportunity to get home, pack my case, sort my stuff out, get my budgie smugglers out of my flip-flops, and prepare for weekend, because I'm falling into that holiday mode at the moment. I'm only going away for a week just to escape. With it being so quiet, I may as well. Well, I've got to get back early enough anyway to take the truck, to drop the truck off at the garage, because they're having it all week. I'm going to drop it off on Friday, and then they've got it for a week, and then I'll return a week on Monday. I'll go in and pick it up. So come on, let's get going. I'm from Stoke, I am. Are you being Stokeist? about 7:30. Alright. Yeah, cheers, thanks, you too.